I was in meditation when I heard, "To give up the muse is madness." My immediate understanding was that I could be having more fun, I could be more playful,
Guilty as charged.
and I could connect with more deliberate intent to that energetic embodiment of creativity and inspiration. As far as I can tell, the muse is an archetype used to depict that which inspires. This energy is often childlike, maybe a bit elusive, and this archetype in myth and stories and fables and parables, this energy is embodied in a feminine counterpart, which is symbolic for your anima or your subconscious, meaning that that wellspring of creativity, of vitality, of enthusiasm, of being delightful and delighted, well, that energy is within us all. That energy is part of us all. So I merrily went back to meditation, delighted myself in the way that when you quiet your mind, when you cease thought, even for a moment or two, you're in the receiving mode. A couple days later, I got the impulse to see if I could find the origin of that phrase, "to give up the muse is madness." The first search result that caught my eye was the song you're hearing right now. Now, had this been all I found, this song would have been gift enough, really and truly, because it is an energetic expression of that which came through to me in meditation. These artists have collaborated, they have co-created, they have orchestrated the feeling place. This push and pull that we find ourselves feeling when the muse comes knocking, when we receive inspiration to do something we've never done before, or something we have done before with mixed results, like falling in love. These things are scary and exciting. We know that also the archetype of the tortured artist is often used in tandem with the archetype of the muse, that's the masculine figure, the yang energy, the consciousness. Remember, we embody all these energies, so consciousness is seeking to hold on to integrate what is below the surface. So this song, there's an epic guitar solo, and it builds up to this precipice. Where we all find ourselves standing. Because when we do receive this inspiration, again, it can be scary and exciting. And it takes some calibration, it takes some tuning to your belief. It takes some shedding of what is not in resonance with your new desires. Letting go of the old, trimming away the thoughts and the beliefs and the actions so you can be in integrity with your desires. Authenticity. There's this clip going around right now that's like, authenticity is the most powerful energetic force that we can somehow measure. So, and I heard it defined as, you're telling the truth and you believe it. And we know when we're at the top of that emotional guidance scale, we are in alignment with our authenticity. And joy and love, feeling freedom, feeling empowered, feeling knowledgeable. All of those things are a state of authenticity. So we're shedding what doesn't. And I think that's what the beauty of this song is. It's saying, I know what I am, and I know who I am, and I know what I must do. Moving forward in this inspiration, in this action, is the Fool. I think that's balancing the head and the heart, finding reason and passion to move forward in and towards your desires. Now, we have the Fool over on Fox and Hound Alchemy, and what better fool than this guy? What better fool than this guy? Then, as aforementioned, the receiving mode. They are realistic yet cinematic examples of the ways that we can receive in this field, in this reality here on Earth. And then in Stair to Earth, there is an episode, a pilot episode. It's very awkward, but it's kind of cool because I'm committed to having it up there because, and it was shot almost a year ago. This is December, and I shot that in January. And I had come to this precipice point myself. I didn't quite have it. It wasn't locked in. But I'm going to share with you what I've learned in the last year, and because I want you guys to all be able to actualize, move beyond the individuation to the actualization of who you are. And knowing that that's a forever moving target. We are ever evolving beings. But when you lock into that energy, that power, that enthusiasm, that delight within oneself, then you can move forward in inspired action. And that is conscious living. That is consciously walking the hero's journey. So that's what we're going to talk about on Stair to Earth, is listening to both voices. I have this theory, and I want to talk about it with you guys. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and then I do believe I found what was closer to the origin of that phrase, to give up the muse is madness. And here's my little soapbox bit that I can never cut this out because it always wants to come up. So when we're talking about the hero's journey, when we're talking about consciously walking here on Earth, when we're talking about the commonality, this narrative pattern that Joseph Campbell observed, calling it the hero's journey. So when I am going to give you this quote by the late and the great Plato, now that may have just been the first documented version of this theme, right? And it's so iterative. That's what's cool. That's the metaphysics about this reality. These truths are woven into the fabric of this reality, and it's so cool. It's so cool. So, okay, there's the Chapter 0 playlist below. You can choose your own path. There's no wrong way. And then there's also Discord community for conversations, for live group calibration. We can go through the stuff we talk about in Solid B, like the metaphysical mindset stuff, shifting and helping you. This is my ultimate intention, right? Is to share what I've learned, to share what I've been practicing, embodying, to share what I've uncovered and developed within self, and to share that with you guys. That's really my ultimate intention, is to create a space that I didn't have. And it's a paradox, and you gotta love the paradoxes. So yes, there's so much inner work, and no one's gonna fully understand what's going on within you and your own perspective, right? Through these lens, your own movie. And yet, we are all here walking this journey together. And when we start to use the common language of the hero's journey, then we can help each other identify where we are at and how to move through these different energies. Because it's the whole spectrum. It's not just the upper half of the scale. We know that contrast is built in. But we are here to co-create. We are here to alchemize. We are here to transform, to metamorphosis. Okay, so that's that. And then obviously I can keep on talking about it because it's what I really am excited about. So the second search result that caught my eye was what I believe was the origin of that phrase, to give up the muse is madness. And it was by the late and the great Plato. It goes as follows. He who without the muse's madness in his soul comes knocking at the door of poesy and thinks that art will make him anything fit to be called a poet, finds that the art he indites in his sober senses is beaten hollow by the poetry of madmen. And that's what we're really talking about over on Stair to Earth, is tapping into those energies, understanding that energy is transferable, and the art that we create, whatever we're creating, meals, paving roads, plumbing, I know all these different careers that I value these services that are out in this reality. Whatever you are doing, you can do it in alignment, and your body and your mind are operating. You're a well-oiled machine. You're a well-oiled machine when you acknowledge both voices. And it matters what energy we create in. It's visceral. We know that. Our sixth senses just underdeveloped, but it's there, and we kind of are encouraged sometimes to ignore it, but it's guidance. And again, okay, so we're going to go right into that. Star to earth, both voices. All right, bye.
Muse, Madness. I don't know this guy, Matt Bellamy, but he plays a mean-ass guitar solo on this song. It's transcendent.
Madness.